Seattle singles are about to get into the love game as spring is here, and eventually we're going to see some nicer weather than today.
Yes, Renessa Rios is a local matchmaker from 3stepdating.com, and she joins us to talk about a most amorous time of the lives of Seattle area singles. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Good morning. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Lily. It was snowing at my house this morning, and here I am talking about dating in springtime, and we had hail in Woodinville. So how do we get out of our little shells?
I think, though, it's good snuggling weather. It's good snuggling weather.
Well, where do you find the person?
This is such a great topic, though. So as a husband and father, I dated probably 25 years ago. So I've been out of the scene for a while, but I hear that the vibe is catching on in Seattle. What is it like out there right now?
It is catching on for people to get out and go to events. Online dating is big if you're able to schedule 2 or 3 dates a month. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and your money. Now, if you are going to events, numbers is a big game. So you want to go to events, single events that have at least 30 to 100 people at one event. So that way you can at least meet 10 to 20 women and they're your prospects. And women, you get to meet at least 10 to 20 men that are your prospects. So definitely it's a numbers game out there. For springtime, Alki's fun, Kirkland's fun, Bellevue's fun, downtown's fun. It's just really getting out there, and people are saying, gosh, you know, I've been in winter, I've been in fall. Do I really have to get dressed up? This is spring cleaning time. Put some fun clothes on, get out there, do a little hair color, get a little highlights. This is a time to reinvent yourself. Otherwise, it's going to be next spring and you're going another year single. You have to make some changes to get in the game of dating. There's winners and there's losers, and that's really where you're at.
Okay, so you put your best foot forward, look your best,
that's
so you feel your best. But here's the thing. A lot of my friends who are in transplants from somewhere else, Perella and I agree on this. Seattle is a tough place to meet people. I mean, it just is, and I don't know, what is it? What is that we're talking about?
I think the biggest thing is the Seattle freeze with people approaching each other. And when you see a guy that you like, it's really making that eye contact and being involved with communicating with him. And if you're saying, no, even when I make that eye contact, he doesn't look at me, he looks the other way. You know, men, the same way, being aggressive and not being aggressive, how do they connect? And I tell men all the time, you need to hear 20 to 50 no's before you give up and keep going.
Oh, keep getting the no's? I mean, guys are going to, at some point, not going to want to ask out women, because I hear it all the time. Men say women are hard to approach. Women say guys don't ask me out.
And it's going to continue that way unless it changes by your own selves. You have to change it. If you're not wanting to approach somebody, you're going to stay single. And I hear men say all the time, women are so pretty. If I come and approach them, they are so tired of getting hit on that they're just going to, give me a negative remark back. Totally wrong. It's the conversation. What is your conversation skills like to walk up to that person? Wow, you look pretty active. I think you and I could, do something active together. What do you do to stay in shape? Oh, I do this. Oh, we should try that sometime. Use the big we. It's a big thing I mentioned in my book. Using the we thing to get your first date is huge.
If I had been turned down, well, in college, after getting turned down a couple of times, I would just curl up and suck my thumb for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I was just terrified to even go out of my dorm room. But I'm trying to help my middle school age son now with this topic, and I say it's not so much what you say. It's about just having the courage to go up and say, how are you doing? And just striking up that conversation. So when they see that other person, what's the best approach? I'm guessing the line is probably the worst thing.
The line.
That you can do as a guy.
The line is totally fake. It is totally fake. And, there's a lot of big dating coaches out there that have some really killer lines, and women are reading them right from the beginning. It's like, oh, it's complete failure. However, if you can go in and be genuine, be authentic with who you are and talking to that person and having a conversation, there's some really fun people out there that need to meet someone and do fun things together. Now, middle school kids, high school kids, that's when it really starts getting into fearful, approaching young girls that age.
So lay it out for us. Where do the singles mingle? Where do they need to go?
Well, first off, you can go to 3stepdating.com. I've got some great events coming up at wineries. They're going to be going all over through Seattle on the east side. We're doing some speed dating events at the Columbia Tower. We're going to be doing some really fun stuff to bring some really great professionals together here. And Meetup.com's huge. There's a lot of big social events through Anti-Freeze. There's a lot of big companies out there that are connecting singles and also going to places where there's singles already at. And that's going to be a big deal.
What would you say to people who are a little hesitant about doing online dating and having their picture there? And
and what's the protocol? I mean, where do you have that first meeting? What are the do's and don'ts? I'm curious too.
Coffee and wine dates are always a good first date. because you don't have to be restricted to an hour-and-a-half dinner or lunch. You don't know if you're going to connect with that
Because if it's
people.
not working out, that could really stink.
Oh yeah, that's a really big deal. Now, if you're online dating is great because there's 20 to 50,000 Seattle and Eastside singles online looking for a match right now.
Wow.
61% of those people are looking for a long-term relationship. This is a huge community of people. If you can find somebody that you're interested in, online's great. If you're saying, hey, I don't want to do online, but I still want to get a date, matchmaking is another big avenue for people. That's a lot of big in my clientele. If you're saying, I don't want to do matchmaking, I don't want to do online, then you better get to events or be getting your girlfriends to be matchmakers for you.
Yeah.
And your guy friends. Hey, if you see a couple girls, you know anybody, I'm single, use your community. You have to create a community of singles or resources to connect for you. That's a big, big thing, to have that community.
Well, this is great stuff. We could probably talk for an hour about
Yeah.
this topic.
Days. We could talk about days about
Springtime is spring cleaning. Spring clean your outfits. Get yourself out there. This is the time. First impressions is a big deal. You have one chance to connect with that woman, one chance to connect with that man, and make it a big chance.
Okay.
Make it sound so easy.
Renessa, great stuff
Thank you,
once
Renessa.
again. Renessa Rios. You can check out more of Renessa's advice at 3stepdating.com.
See you next time.